Hello, welcome back to How to Hunter raiding guides. So this week we're on Hagara Heroic, and this isn't the first time our guild has done this fight, but I thought I'd show you this video because it is particularly scrappy and it might be kind of indicative of the kind of things you're going to run into the first time you do it. So first off, there isn't a lot that's like different with this. We're doing it on 10 man, obviously. There are a couple of differences, so I'll just go through those. But first off, we are going to get the lightning phase. Now, point number one that's different about Heroic is the ice lances that I'm now taking here. You do actually have to take these into account. I mean, in normal mode, and especially, I don't know, do you even get them in Looking for It? I can't remember, it's such a long time since I've done it. But in normal mode, you can just ignore them. In Heroic mode, really, you don't want to be getting more than about 5 stacks. It depends on your healers, maybe you can take more. But just to play it safe, don't try and be a hero and take too many. 5 is fine, and then just drop out and then wait for the debuff to drop off before you look at taking any more. That's a very difficult part to get right because it involves everybody being aware of where each other are and who's getting those ice lances. Okay, so in the next phase, which we're in now, it's actually just about to finish, and the lightning stage. Now we do this differently from practically everybody else, and I'm not sure whether this was me failing or our healers failing or something else, I don't know. But I always, if I'm trying to do the chain lightning, I would pretty much always die. And I couldn't really figure out why, and our healers couldn't either, so I think it might just be down to poor hunter survivability. I've even tried talent specking into more HP and spirit bond. Doesn't seem to help. So for me, I would stack in the center. You just have to be careful of the patches that appear on the floor, and you can do your raptor strike damage mitigation on the boss if needed. Also, dropping your pet at that point is good because the chain lightning can actually go off your pet as well. So, and each time the chain lightning bounces, you're going to take more damage. So I guess that's hunter tip number 1. Okay, so now we're on the Frozen Tempest phase, and this is really the good thing about this fight for a hunter is we get to use Aspect of the Pack, which is amazing. Because how many raid fights do we actually realistically get to use Aspect of the Pack in? Not many. I can only think of one other. Cindergosa HC is another one, and I guess you can use it in Madness in between the islands, but in here it's almost necessary for you to do that. So the way our raid team does this is we all stick to the outside. Aspect of the Pack allows you to go on the outside, and if you get the Frostflake debuff on you, go to the inner outside edge for that to be debuffed. Call it out. Now, when you do have the Frostflake debuff taken off you, you will actually put a kind of like a freezing trap on the floor. You can see one there, which will slow everybody down. That's a bad thing. Aspect of the Pack kind of helps, I guess, but it's still a bad thing. Now, okay, so if you get that debuffed when you're inside the bubble, you won't leave a frost patch on the floor. So that's the key here, is getting inside the bubble, then either calling out for a debuff, or if you're a hunter, using Master's Call, because Master's Call does the same thing. Okay, so here we are on the second attempt round, and this is where it all starts to go a little bit wrong. So I've come out of our lightning phase and I've not recalled my pet, so I can't do Master's Call on me, and for whatever reason I had my mic muted as well, so I couldn't actually call out for it off our healers. So that's bad, but they were smart enough to do that. They saw me lagging behind. So you can use disengage to get a bit of distance away from that wall. It's getting pretty close now. There we go. That's not too bad. I still haven't realised my pet isn't out. So what I would normally be doing at this point is, because Master's Call is so useful, what we want is our pet to be kind of keeping up with us. So I would normally just tell it to attack the next pylon that we're attacking as well, just so it's kind of keeping up with us. Still haven't realised I've got no pet. you know, there's a lot of ice patches on the floor as well. We've got one person down. It's all starting to fall apart. So I've got Frostflake on me again. Still haven't realised. My pet's finally out. But what I did do there is I actually mastered cold when I was inside the bubble, so put an ice patch down. Should really be trying not to do that. But other than that, it's fairly simple. What you might find is, because you don't want to do too many rotations here, if you've got one left, you can actually go in the bubble like I'm doing here. You don't do too much damage, just to stay behind to finish off one of those pylons. If you do have to go into the bubble, just call it out to your healer just so they know that you're doing that. And then when you come out of that phase, remember to take Aspect of the Pack off. Now in 25 man, obviously if there's more than one hunter, you don't both need to be doing Aspect of the Pack. So try and agree with the other hunters in your team who's going to be doing that, and you can just stick Aspect of the Fox on instead. Okay, so we're in between phases here. We're going to get Ice Tombs. So what we normally do is if you get Ice Tomb on you, you've got a fail Warlock there who's not following tactics as normal. But if you get an Ice Tomb on you, stack up, because obviously that allows for AoE effects. If you can, we normally get the boss away from the Ice Tombs because you get line of sight issues. So you should really be focusing on the Ice Tombs first. And then straight back on the boss, and again, watch out for those ice lances. Make sure that you're getting into a decent position where either if the ice lances are on you, you can assist other people to take them for you, or breaking that line of sight on an ice lance if it's not on you. So back onto the lightning phase again. The way we did that as a guild is we split. So you get the ad appearing there, and we would split the raid into two. So healers would stay in the middle, but the rest of the team would split in two, and they would, instead of how you would normally do it in normal mode of looking for raid, where you go around in a full circle, we'd have two independent teams kind of going around doing half a circle each. The point being that you get a stack every time the lightning jumps between players. That does more damage, so you can't really do a whole team going around. Okay, so straight out of the lightning phase, you get a damage increase. I think it's for 15 seconds on the boss. So at this point, you want to be hitting any damage cooldowns you've got, hitting Bloodlust and whatever, just going full out on the boss for those 15 seconds. You can get a lot of damage at this point, so yeah, that's a really good point to be. This is really the only place where you've got some opportunity to maximise your DPS more than you would on another fight. So I had the tomb on me. Pop any traps down if you've got them off cooldown, that you can help out with doing the DPS on those. If you get it on you, you can't really do a lot. Obviously, it's like the Cinderghost traps, ice blocks. You're stuck basically if you're in there. There's nothing you can do. And then at that point, it's pretty much a rinse and repeat. So the difficult parts, just to reiterate, are the ice lances and also the lightning phase. Just to go over the tips again, use Aspect of the Pack on this Frozen Bind Crystal phase. Keep your pet attacking the one that's closest to you, so you can use Master's Call. Be dispelled in the bubble, unlike I'm doing just right there. Remember to get your pet out, most importantly I guess, after the lightning phase. And pop any damage mitigation cooldowns when you actually come out of that lightning phase, because you get damage increase on the boss. So, assuming you can get all of those things together, and to be honest with you, it's more about coordinating your raid group rather than anything you can do, because I'm sure, like me, so he says sarcastically, you are spotless and perfect at doing all of these phases. But if all your guild are coordinated and you all work together, it will be a kill. This video is a really good example of, I mean, even now you can afford to mess up and you'll still get a kill as long as you are looking at the tactics and doing them properly. Okay, so next up we've got Warmaster Blackhorn. Pretty hard fight, we struggled on that one. We'll see you next time.